Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am finally doing another follow-up video on antisocial personality disorder, and I have been waiting to do a video with Greg, and that is actually a lot harder to make happen than you would expect. Even though we live together, it's just us two, so someone always has to be with the baby.
Baby duty is usually my job, so you can film.
Yeah. So, and he got a haircut today. He's looking extra handsome. So we figured we might as well sit down and make a video. I've made a bunch of recent videos that he has helped on the back end. So he's helped me plan everything, make sure I'm as factual as I can be, because I am speaking on behalf of you a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to have you here to have this one. Today's video is going to kind of elaborate on the antisocial aspect of ASPD. What his behaviors were like when you were younger, and what they are like, I guess what the DSM criteria is, and what they are now.
Kind of how I fit in, gotcha. So
I spoke, I didn't speak with her. I watched a YouTube video from this one woman named Michelle. I highly recommend her channel. Her channel is I'm Free, Now What? And she does videos for men and women getting out of prison. She's based out of Florida. Highly recommend her channel. And she said that the people with ASPD seem to grow out of it in around age 40. Now that's like later onset. There's two types. You can either have early onset conduct disorder, which is the precursor to ASPD, or late onset, which is adolescent onset. And if you have the later onset, you're more likely to be able to grow out of it and function normally.
Because those behaviors haven't had quite as long to like be a part of who you are, I guess.
Absolutely. But before we get into it, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. I make videos weekly-ish, and I do it on a whole bunch of different topics. Anything from addiction recovery to mental health, ASPD, autism, whatever I feel like. Yeah. Would you like to start with the... where would you like to start?
I guess, I don't know. Do you want to
break down the criteria?
Alright, so the criteria I have on my little notepad here. DSM-5 lists them as the violation of the physical and emotional rights of others, a lack of stability in the job or home life, irritability and aggression, lack of remorse, consistent irresponsibility, recklessness and impulsivity, and deceitfulness.
I think a lot of those sound very similar.
They all fall under the general category of like immature person, more or less. Like,
you have to have conduct disorder or diagnosable conduct disorder as a youth, and then grow into ASPD. So I think we should break it down and kind of go over yours. Violation of the physical or emotional rights of others.
I was a skateboarder who did not respect property in any way, shape, or form.
People automatically assume that this means that you are taking advantage of people and being malicious and such as that. But the rights of others could be property rights, could be... It ranges from a whole bunch of different things. It's not just maliciously hurting people or manipulating them.
It's not caring about their space or things or whatever.
And this is definitely one that has carried on.
Yeah.
I would say the other night this is a while ago now, a couple months ago, my son wanted to light off firecrackers, and we had some, and I said yes. Now, we know the rules, the laws in our area for lighting off these firecrackers, and I literally said them to Greg on their way out the door.
Yeah, I just had to go around the back of the house
100 yards.
Walk to the baseball field that's back there.
Not far at all.
It's really not. And instead, I let them off in between to my house and the house next to me, in a little alleyway.
Row house distance.
So loud.
I came flying downstairs, and then he thought that it would be okay to light off more.
But now in the proper area, that wouldn't let them know exactly who did the first one.
And it's just something that
I just didn't think. I literally didn't think.
And it's like that. Not only is that like upsetting me or breaking the law, like our neighbors, like, what the fuck's that noise?
I don't care about the neighbors. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly don't really care.
It just didn't. It's not something that ever crosses your mind. And then what about when you ride your bike home?
Oh, I ride through wherever I want to go.
Yep.
I have a mountain bike. I'll ride through grass or whatever.
Yards.
I mean, I only really cut through like businesses yards at this point, like just to try to stay off the road because I don't want to get hit by a car.
That makes sense. I can understand that, but that's not your reasoning all the time.
Well, I wear a helmet. I always wear a helmet.
And now this could also be like manipulating or violating people to take advantage of them and get your way. That would be an older behavior, like in your relationships, you know.
Yeah, I never asked permission, and most of the time didn't even ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just did it.
And I think that you definitely did it, Sirens, I'm not gonna stop. You did it for not just to be mean or not just to hurt people. Hurting people was like a side effect. It was something that you didn't really care. You didn't consider it or care much about it.
The goal was never to hurt. Was not usually to hurt someone. But if that happened in me doing whatever it was that to fulfill my needs at that moment, so be it.
Yeah. Now these days you are a lot more asocial.
Yeah.
And I think that is why this has... Well, obviously drug use has stopped, so that gave you, like... I don't want to say liquid courage, but, you know, drug courage.
Yeah, that's a thing. Like, yeah. For sure, your behaviors get far worse when you... It made... Like, I already am at this level of not caring, and then drugs just take it to, like, really just do not care about anything.
And that gave you more of, like, a... True, but I also think it gave you more of like a narcissistic personality when you were on drugs.
Why would I do that?
That's our son, I bet.
It is.
Answer it.
Yes. Hi, buddy. Okay.
We'll be coming for you very soon.
Daddy will come get you in a minute. That's
quite
okay.
Alright.
His FaceTimes are the best.
We'll see you very soon.
I'm gonna come get you.
Okay, we coming.
I'm coming in a minute, alright?
Stand up.
I'm coming, see? I'm going. I'm going right now. I love you, bye.
No, okay, now we gotta hurry this quick.
Yeah, quickly.
Okay. So... I think that because you're a lot more asocial, you don't interact with a lot of people, that doesn't happen as much, and the no drugs. It's like you're definitely more... you are an introverted person by nature, so...
The less amount of people I interact with, the less chance I have to disrespect them or violate their rights.
Yes.
And I just don't like people that much. They kind of irritate and make me aggressive.
Which is, irritability and aggression. Actually, I think that also plays into your lack of stability in job and home life. More so job. Home life...
Better now. Definitely self-sabotaged for a long time.
It depends how you want to look at it. If you want to look at, like, cleanliness, tidying up after yourself.
Bad at doing household chores, bad at, like, paying bills, bad at all those things that, like...
require any forward thought.
Yeah, forward thought or, like, consideration for you or Emerson. Like doing the dishes is... I don't do it for me. Like, I have to do it for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What was the one thing you just did the other day and you set something down and you're like... Literally, it was...
Oh, I just, like, can't put stuff in the trash. Like, I just constantly just, like, let trash, like, next to the trash can. Or, like... It's so frustrating. Or he'll put
back, like, an empty container into the fridge.
Yeah, I'll always leave an empty container. I don't...
He has no explanation for it. I know he knows better. It's just Michelle from I'm Free Now What explained it so well that it made perfect sense. A person with ASPD doesn't see consequences. Their lack of future, like, forethought is because you don't see consequences.
Yeah.
So, not being able to... understand what happens next, not being able to see that next step, you just finish where you were, which is like, drop it here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, oh wow, that's like she saved our marriage.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't really in trouble, but like seriously, that makes so much sense. It makes me really question how to parent with Emerson too. Just if that becomes a thing. But to not have consequences, like
that's like the main way we
keep yourself in check.
Yeah, and like teach behaviors is by like reinforcement with consequences.
Yeah, but that's how people
positive or negative.
That's how people don't get angry and just decide to say, F this, I'm quitting my job, just because they had a bad shift and didn't have help, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This job, and you've had one other job that you've been really, really great at.
Yeah. But other than, like, I've had, like, 2 long-term jobs, but, like, in between it's just bounce all over the place.
And this job is not really that special. The job before was a special job. Like, that was a great job for you. And it was a great family business. Like, but this job is really, I think it's about timing.
Yeah.
I just think that well, I want to get into that in a minute, but your lack of remorse. This is, earlier you said, we were talking about this video and you said, why would I have remorse? It's just so pointless.
Yeah, it only hurts. Like, it only
he said,
suffering.
Why would I choose to do that? And I'm like, you don't choose. Like, it just is. Like, it's part of how I am. But it's just, to have that choice would just be a luxury at times.
It helps. It helps in a lot of circumstances.
And then the recklessness and impulsivity that also goes back into the consequences. If you don't understand, like...
Yeah, what could happen from your actions, yeah. I definitely, I trained myself, vehicles. I'm very safe in vehicles now because I just watched horrible videos for too long. I smile because I'm proud. I broke that part of me somehow.
He used to drive so incredibly fast.
Just reckless.
And the irritability and aggression,
yeah,
he will react if there is a blunt a blunt force object or anything. Crowbars are not allowed near him at all. In the house, not in the car.
Because I just want to use it.
He wants to pick it up and swing it at people because you're 5 feet tall and that's as good as you can get. And I mean, he will wield. He'll wield that thing at anybody that so much as pushes him over the edge. When we were living in South Carolina, he got into a road rage tiff with somebody where I don't even know what was happening. I am 5 months pregnant. We're meeting at home over lunch break. He brings this guy to our house.
Yeah, because I wanted to get a weapon.
Yeah, so he whips in the driveway, and I'm standing out front, confused. He had told me that somebody was following him, so of course, let's just go to the house where my pregnant wife is.
Again, no consequence.
And he comes in, the guy is pulls on the side of the road, and I'm like, you stay there. I'm screaming. You run inside the garage, pull the crowbar out, and I'm like, Greg, do not go back to prison. No. Mm-hmm. I wish I could say that isn't his instinctual response still to this day.
I mean,
we just don't keep
it
crowbars.
Takes my threshold is probably lower than most people's, but it takes a little bit to get me to that point.
Seeing a man hit a woman.
Yeah, man.
Our neighbors were not good for a while.
It just makes you want to trash somebody.
Yeah. But I think that it's interesting that they don't mention the forward thought, the future planning, the inability to see forward.
It's one level deeper, I think.
Yeah.
Than behaviors can be diagnosed on. You know what I mean?
You probably can't quite measure that as well either. It's not an objective measurement. It makes sense.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that what happened for you is you just were able to see consequences a little bit earlier than 40.
Yeah, I forced myself to look at consequences.
You had all that time in prison with the CBT in the, what is it called? The
therapeutic communities?
Yes. What do you call it?
TC.
And losing Jenna, having a son at the same time. Yeah, those are consequences that cannot be taken back.
Right.
Well, I mean, you could become not a dad, but I would hate that.
Consequences cannot be taken back.
Thank you. And I just think that you were forced to see enough of them, and you're not stupid. And a lot of not, you know what I mean?
That might be a big part, the ability to intellectualize and really push myself to think about what I'm thinking and I don't know if everybody can reach that level of metacognition. I don't know.
I think
hard.
by age 40, you get faced with enough consequences that you have to be like, okay, I see the pattern here.
Yeah, you're either in jail or your life is a wreck. Like,
yeah, and I mean, even at 40, even if it starts to like get less mild, like your antisocial tendencies, like that's a really late start. You had a late start. Like,
yeah.
You just realized that we could buy a house.
Like credit, I just learned credit. I just like all those things. I feel very equipped for life a lot of the time.
But yeah, I mean, I am so curious to learn more about this whole consequences or not feeling consequences. That's definitely going to be something that I'm going to research and hopefully be able to make a video about soon. Because what if Emerson does have antisocial tendencies? You know, hopefully we can raise him in a home that we're aware of it and we can combat it with environmental factors, but you never know. And I want to be as prepared as I can be.
Sometimes genetics can really, like, do some damage.
Yeah. Because you had a great home life.
You have, like, behavioral or oppositional defiance. Like, that's such a fear. Because it's just, I don't know how you fight that.
Tough.
Yeah.
But thanks for making this video. We gotta rush off and get our babby.
We'll make some more.
But yeah, that's all I have for today. If you have any questions, I know this is kind of rushed. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, suggestions for future videos. We would be happy to oblige.
Yeah.
Alright, bye guys.